Hey folks, this is the Mighty Quinn, and this is my true 11-month on testosterone video. Had a little math issue last month. I said it was my 11th, and it's not. So this month, the things I've been noticing are increase in acne on my face, but majorly on my back. I was having some aggression issues, and feeling like it was aggression that I couldn't control, and that was very unusual for me. After 11 months, I wouldn't think that there would be new aggressions coming up. Just overall moodiness. Wasn't liking it. Wasn't like how I was feeling in my skin. So I contacted my doctor, and we checked my levels, and sure enough, they are on the high end of normal. So, waiting back to hear from her to see what we're going to do with my shots. We're going to adjust those a little bit to kind of calm down the acne and the aggression and everything in general. So that'll be nice. Other physical stuff is my facial hair has gotten really long, so much though that I have beard beard in the morning, meaning when I wake up in the morning it's sticking up and it actually has to be styled before I leave the house or lay down or whatever, which, you know, that's pretty epic. That's pretty awesome. Other things that I have been noticing, my voice is very deep. I like it. I like how deep it is. That's really fun. As far as other stuff, I don't know how to term it exactly. You know, something I've been contemplating a lot recently is pre-transition, the world read me as a very butch female, a very masculine female. And ways I was treated is, you know, the guys kind of treated me like one of the guys, you know, in most circles, you know, and just being treated as masculine. I guess I didn't realize it because it's always been that way. I've always kind of been read that way pretty much since college, as just a strong dude, you know. And now I'm read more as a feminine guy, and I'm very happy that I'm being read as male and by strangers and in public. However, being read as a feminine male is a very interesting experience. It is definitely different than what I'm used to, you know. It's definitely a little different with cis straight guys and how they treat me. You know, back in the day it felt like I was one of the guys instantly, and a lot of the times that still is true with guys that know me and know that I'm trans, but folks that don't know I'm trans and just see me as a feminine dude, it's a little bit different, you know. So I've been spending a lot of time on the experiences of more feminine of center men, or seen in society as not overly masculine men, you know, and the things they experience in daily life. So that's been on my mind lately. You know, very, very interesting. You know, at the same time, I'm also experiencing male privilege more and more. You know, which, you know, for instance, when I have an opinion at work, or even in other circles as well, it feels like you can just have an opinion, you know. Whereas when the world read you as female, okay, you have that opinion, but why? You have to back it up. You know, it felt, you know, I could totally feel how much less work I have to put into things to have an opinion. You know, it's very interesting, very frustrating, you know. They were talking about at one of the conferences I went to about, you know, some trans guys transition and turn into even bigger feminists. And my friend Erica totally grinned and was pointing at me, and she's like, yeah, that's you. I'm like, yeah, totally. Especially when you see the other side of it, you know. And there's just a general, I think there's almost a general more respect given in public sometimes. Also, you know, I notice, like, as I'm going through the grocery store, if you get in somebody's way, the female, you know, perceived by society, is always the one that says, excuse me, or moves out of the way, you know? And I just want to stop women and say, stop doing that. I was the one in the way. Or, you don't have to accommodate to men. It's just really, really interesting seeing all these cultural differences now, with people reading you, as male. So, very, very interesting. And constantly looking for ways to not, how do you say that? Maybe abuse my privilege as this newfound privilege that I have. It's a little uncomfortable. I mean, if the world seeing you, reading you as a straight white male is definitely interesting. It's not a level of privilege that I'm comfortable with at all, and something that I'm very aware that if I'm going to be seen at this level of privilege and treated at this level of privilege, then even more so do I need to do the work to, I don't want to say compensate, but I think you know what I'm getting at, is that you use the privilege for good. Use the privilege to talk to people about stuff, to do activism, to do things maybe other communities wouldn't have access to. And at a very basic level, just be thankful for everything that I have, to have started in a new job and, to find out that my boss went and researched, I guess he went and researched all this stuff about transgender people and transgender people in the workplace and prepped all of radiology in my new hospital for, this is the pronouns he likes, don't be shooting him with 5 billion questions, it's not appropriate to ask about surgeries and hormones. If you ever do get to a comfort state where you want to ask him questions, make sure that you're really respectful about it. And I felt it when I started there. I mean, I think I was misgendered by folks that weren't in radiology. And, and so I did a little bit of that, but it's also been spreading. That's the other thing, is that a lot of times if one of the other x-ray techs hear a nurse misgender me, I'm sitting there contemplating, I need to go come out, or I need to go correct that person. And I find out that the x-ray tech has already pulled him aside and say, hey, that's Quinn's a he. Some just, yeah, there is definitely some privilege there. I don't know what kind of privilege you want to call that. If it's being in the medical field, having a degree, having almost 15 years experience under my belt in radiology these days, that these folks know what they're doing, which is amazing. And I know it's not an experience a lot of trans folks have, so I am super, super grateful for, this experience and that the world is changing, Yeah. So I think that's about all I have for this month. Please feel free to comment below about anything discussed here. And yeah, love and peace.